RF onto the next adventure. The 6 of us crammed into the tiny truck must have been a sight to see. 3 of us ducked low in the back, laughing as our hair whipped into the wind, and 3 squished into the tiny cab up front. It was dark, but a welcome change to the dull and monotonous work that had been done at the school for the hours leading up to this point. No other cars on the road made for a smooth ride, digging into the winding, seemingly endless curves that made up this stretch between us and our destination. It was cool, not cold out, and the stars and moon shone perfectly clear, like little flashlights raining down from above. Despite the dark, we could see clearly, the moon acting like a beacon onto our endeavors. We made the final turn into the small gravel parking lot that acted as the entrance to the small dock. The moonlight glinted off the glassy still water. The perfectly smooth surface of the lake looked almost impossibly unmoving. We took off, running barefoot through the slightly damp field of perfectly trimmed grass, avoiding the flooded section. We raced to the dock, laughing and tripping over ourselves as we go. The first pair of feet hit the wood with a thud, and laughter follows soon after. We gather ourselves at the end, at an impasse. It's like the reality of the temperature hit us all at once, and the giddiness at getting into the water seemed to fall off all at once. She decided to break the almost curse-like trance we were in, strips out of her shirt and jumps in, all at once breaking the silence. I follow closely after, splashing in. The cold water hits like a wall, much colder than anticipated. Not to be shown up, the others follow suit. Splashes all around while the group collectively decides that the water is fit for recreation. Laughter and sounds of surprise fill the air as we submerge, and almost as quickly as she got in, she scrambles out shivering. Others follow, leaving just a small few in the water still. I float up onto my back, admiring the stars from my peaceful stance floating idly through the water. She watches me as I become aware that I was the last to brave the chilly waters of the lake. The cold feels nice, I think, peaceful. I opt to stay in for a few more minutes, aware of your eyes following my lazy movement through the water. The others leave to set up an assortment of tents, hammocks, and tarps, but you decide to stay. I finally pull myself up and out, my hair dripping as I thrust up and over the splintering wood of the dock. No words were spoken between us that night, none being necessary. We watched the lake, the stars, and the moon. The forests bordering the edges of the lake, the occasional plops of fish jumping, everything was perfect. I don't remember the point where I fell asleep, but I remember laying my head in your lap. I remember you running your hands through my hair, gentle and kind. I remember the feeling of acceptance, the feeling of love. But then, just like that, it was over. The sun tipped its fiery yellow tendrils over the ever-so-distant mountains, and we packed up, jumping back into the truck. The perfect night, the perfect moment, over? I do not remember feeling sad though at that thought. I just remember thinking, on till the next adventure. Chasing the next perfect moment.